Okay, so third and hopefully final play session for this crafting system. Um, so as I was thinking offline, that maybe the problem here is what is sent as an item. Let's check. Yep, it's nothing. Okay, so why do we check? Why did we send a nothing item? And it's not item. Oh, is it? It is. First we select. Oh, I think I got it. Let's see. This right. Let's craft. Position 1, crafting. 61. Quantity less than or equal to 0. Let's see. Recipe. So we have a recipe, and let's print the quantity of that item. Screw 2. That's right. Print. Let's make it test. Okay, it goes after the if. So craft with select. What's your problem here? Let's see which item you receive. None. No item. Oh, that shouldn't go here. Oh, okay. Okay. That's working, but let's not go through my entire supply of iron just for testing. Okay, we have something working. What's this sound? Like, why does it go up and down? Okay, never mind. Let's continue thinking about here. So let's just block this sound off. That's a problem for another day, and I don't have concrete. Just marvelous. Okay, so now it's going well until the crafting stage, let's say, because I don't think it crafted anything. So let's let it craft. So yeah, it tried to craft each item once. So actually the crafter is only available if we have the progress at 1, right? Because if it's at 0, it's just starting. So let's see if this fixes it. Okay, it's doing something. What's printing this? The screw casing, I think. Okay, it's the crafting. Okay, doesn't need to be printed. And the screws are going up, but the casing isn't. So, okay, I think I know why. It's just because we aren't removing the crafting from the sorry, the oh my god. Wow, totally forgot the S word here. Anyway, the stack. Oh, okay, I'm fine. I think. So okay, we craft the last stack item, then it's going to start crafting, which makes it go to the crafting. Let's call it dictionary. So key value thing. And whenever we start to craft, we put it on the crafting and take it out of the last stack, right? So minus equals to 1. Statement 17. Okay. So that's don't need to say text. That's from spec. Let's call it like that. This, then that's from spec dot item minus equals 1, and then can simply overwrite it, right? Okay, I don't think I can, apparently. Maybe we can just pop and start again. And so press S. I think it's just pop. Press S dot again. Okay. So I want to also print the last item on the stack. All right. Yeah. Okay, so craft stack print text empty array. Why is that case? Let's say if craft stack dot size it's bigger than 0, then do this. Yeah, it's just that I didn't do anything. So okay, apparently we crafted something. At least we removed it from the stack, which is a step up, I would say. So we sent to craft 2 screws and 1 casing, and we crafted 4 screws and no casing. So let's see what can we do. Okay. So it is now updating the stack. So I don't know if that's a problem or not. If what's the problem, I should say. So if I do this, Does it still work? Okay, it doesn't craft, so we actually need to do this. I also hear the crafter do only like 2 operations. It does stop, does something and stop. Um, yeah. So checks if the crafter is available, and if it is, it starts to craft. Return 1. Oh, that sound from. I need some concrete just to block that sound. Oh my god. Okay, so I think this is not the smartest way to do it, and that's terrible because I think I may need to start not from zero, but yeah, from a long time ago. Yeah, that sounds just so weird. I'm going to restart the game. Yeah, sorry, I'm not thinking clearly. I am drinking coffee to fix that, hopefully. But let's see if I can think some more. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not getting very productive right now, but I just had a very good sheet, and I think I'm ready to get to actual work. So I was actually looking at other autocrafting programs, and the crafter does work in a really weird way. You do need to do this, right? So you have to set the continuous crafting, and I'm doing air quotes just as if you were looking at me. But you need to activate continuous crafting just so it crafts, and then you have to stop continuous crafting. So this is a thing, right? And something else that they do is make another file for crafter functions, which I think it's good. I think it's a good idea. So, for example, I would take these ones here and start craft. Like this is a function which is cool, and we can have a pencil, correct? Which is basically something like this, right? The code I saw online puts an X here. Don't know if it's necessary. Let's try it, I guess. And let's actually just print what's the text from the character at channel 1. So it should be nothing. Let's actually do a text which is so just so the question mark is a good representation of what I want to see, just to check if the crafter actually canceled it. So here we want to link crafter things. And now we can start craft instead of doing all of this. crafter, an item. Okay, and another thing was I'm kind of starting to um, I'm I'm thinking too much about the performance of the code and too little about if the code works. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop worrying about the performance and we can fix that later if that's an issue. Or if I think of something to make it better. So another thing, let's get a crafter focus. Crafter. Just turn this crafter 0. Okay. Um, Also, we can do a function is crafting the crafter returns a number, and basically it will return whether the progress of the crafter is between 0 and 1. Um, P is greater than 0 and P is less than 1. Actually, we can just do this, right? So it can be -1, that's why greater than 0. So yeah, if P is between 0 and 1, then it's crafting, otherwise it's not, so it's going to return a 0 or 1. I think we can do this just for clearness. So let's actually also comment the code. So starts starts yeah, and continuous start one and off. That's yeah. So cancels the crafts this item by putting the crafting item as nothing. Checks progress the crafter. Checks it's not whether the crafter is your functions 20. Alright, so stay the same. Okay. And crafter available doesn't matter anymore. Crafter name makes sense. Also, I did put the other file we had for logistics all inside of this one because we are going to need it here, and I didn't want to like main includes crafting, which includes the logistics, because maybe I need crafting functions for logistics in the future. For example, if we want to set a specific quantity of an item to always keep around. So for example, we would need to autocraft that item. So yeah, crafter name from a number. Also changed this. This was from an index, but I think it's clearer to do this. Also, I can check if the number is on available crafters or crafter numbers, but I don't think it's needed. So it starts to craft this. And another thing is I was thinking, like, if I need, for example, to make a crafter, the crafter needs 1,000 steel. Sorry, 1,000 screws, and the mini computer that goes into the crafter also needs, I think, 100 screws. So when we ask for the crafter, right now what we are doing is basically, okay, we need the crafter. Let's create all items, and if we and when we are creating them, basically we the idea was if we don't have enough items, then we craft the difference. But I think it's not a very good system because, for example, with the screws, we could craft 1,000 screws, then we craft the mini computer inside the the crafter, and then we only have 900 screws, so we can't like craft the crafter. Although in this case, I guess the crafter would be less in the stack, on the bottom of the stack, and what would happen would just be that we ask for more screws. I don't think that's a problem, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So let's keep the stack. Available crafters, I'm going to change how this works. I was going to have a list of available crafters and we would only look through those. But now with the is crafting, we can just in the craft we select if yeah, that won't happen anymore. So for each crafter numbers, index number, we check if not is crafting. Let's start the crafter name. Also want to be like this, crafter name, number, barn, equal to this. It's not crafting, and we start the craft and return one. Okay. We start the craft with the name, right? And the question is, in the same tick, do we actually craft, like start crafting and have progress? Does it change from 0? Because if not, that's a problem, right? Then we will need the array of the available crafters, just so we don't like ask the same crafter to do multiple items. Yeah, so as let's craft, let's do this on tick, and we don't need to check the progress anymore. Okay. Crafter available is not defined. Where am I using crafter available? That sound is really bothering me. Okay, it changed just as I was going to put it at 0. Crafter available. 53. Crafter available, crafter. Yeah, we don't need this function anymore. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we did choose screws, but didn't do the casing, and that's something else I was looking at. That for some reason we do both of them in the same tick, and I guess like we can see here, screw casing, and this shouldn't happen. I think the problem is in this scripting. So let's print text with the after progress for structure name, and text will be something like progress at. Okay. So at 1. Okay, yeah, at 1 both times. So we have a problem. We need the available crafters. Restore numbers, and when we initialize, let's make an initialize function. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So let's maybe do something like here. Let's call it general. Function. And then we just call it here. That's cleaner. Max prefix count. I can put that on crafting. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. So now I have this initialize function, and when we initialize, we can just basically pop all character numbers into available characters. Let's see if we can. Characters equals to this. Invalid operation. Nice. Needs to for each. This. IN. Available. Here's. And isn't it the name? Okay. So now we have a list of all available characters. So we only check for characters, right? So yeah. If available characters, that size then that means there's more than 0 crafters available, so at least one. Then we can simply ask the crafter name, the number, the last number, and yeah, we just send the item to this crafting, and we remove the last item by popping it. Okay, so but now the problem is that the crafters don't come back to the list of available crafters. So what I want to do is like, okay, this needs to happen in one tick, but then in the next tick I have to know whether the crafter is available or not. How can I check this? Okay, I think I have an idea, which is we craft with select here, right? We can have a function. Yeah. That's date crafter. Okay, we just go, which will just go through all the crafters. No, so for each numbers, it will just check if it's crafting. And the name will be name, the number, and if it's not crafting, yeah. So first, actually, let's. Sorry. Sorry. So let's make another array with the there is the check it will be another array. We can do this. Nice. So what we can do is just check for the crafters that are not available. Because the available ones, they were never called, essentially. Because basically we are going to call these before we craft anything. Actually, every tick, it's the first thing we are going to do. So yeah, okay. So crafter to check, it's empty. And we need to check which items in crafter numbers is not in available crafters. Okay. So do this, then for each available crafters, let's call it G and 2. If n equals 2, let's have a flag, so it's available. It's to 0, so we assume it isn't available, and if it's in the available characters array, then we know it's available. So it's available equals to 1, and we can break this insider loop, right? And after this inside loop, we can check if it's available. Actually, we can check if it's not available. Then, if it's not available, we have to check. So, there's check appends this number. Okay. And now we can just check for these ones. Check. Why don't I just check all of them? Right. Yeah, I think that would be better. Because the available ones won't. Oh, okay. I just noticed. Just remembered why I'm doing like this. So So we check if the crafter is. So we need to check only the crafters that aren't in available crafters, because if we could check every time the crafter is available if it's already in available crafters, but then I think it could be worse. Although now that I say it out loud, yeah, let's just do it like this. Um, let's do it like this. Yeah, so we assume it's unavailable, and if it's actually available, we can just break this. So if it's like that. Sorry for the confusion, I'm doing this on the fly. So we check if it's available, and if it is like available in the meaning of it's in available crafters, then we don't have to do anything, so it can just continue to the next loop iteration. Otherwise, we are going to check if it's not crafting, and if it's not crafting, then we can just available crafters paint. And right, that sounds good. That sounds okay. So little crafters plural. Okay, I think we actually crafted all of the items. So we did one case and 2 screws. That's amazing, right? Let's try and make like 10 casings. Don't know, something that takes some more time. Yeah, we did 10 casings, 2 screws. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, we are doing progress. That's progress. Okay, yeah, fine. Finally, some progress. Okay. So, do we need the crafting like key value thing? Yeah. Let's okay. Another test we can do, I think, is to check if let's take out the check. Yes, all available, and it will return whether the character number's size is equals to the available character's size. So basically, we check if we check first if both arrays have the same size, and because they should have the same items, then we know it's all of them are equal, right? Because we can't have like crafter 10, crafter number 10 in one and not in the other, without the size being different. Okay, so this is cool. We have progress. Let's start documenting this, because it's getting quite a bit of code, So container name, my container number, am I using this? I am. So let's change to a number, just like we did with the crafters. So get available items, sums of all items from containers identified. Oh my god! Identified containers and variants. Okay. So basically it does the same thing as this. This crafter. Crafter is quite a nice word to write on QWERTY keyboards with just the left hand. You can try it at home. It's very satisfying. I can. Oh my god, why is it so good? Okay, so start crafting an item and chains. So yeah, this one should just be start crafting item. It shouldn't be do anything else. Because sure, we can do all of this iteration, this logic here, but we shouldn't actually. Yeah. So we should just use the as last craft instead of actually in craft select. We should just use the start craft. Right, and the crafter name is this. Let's actually let's not initialize a variable just for this. Yeah. So it will start this craft and that's it also. And let's return 1 if it starts. And then we don't need this function anymore. And actually let's keep around just so I can copy this, right? Actually, perfect. Select, then we can do this. So now we don't need this function anymore. So okay, so all available. Checks. And let's actually call it all captain available, just so we don't get confused with containers. Level. All characters. Same side. I guess you can understand what I mean. This updates which characters are available. I think I'm going to put a should run for 15 orders this same week. So yeah, corrective selects a available character correct. Yeah. Turns 1 if successful, 0 if not. Okay, so this happens actually correct s dot item plus equals quantity, but the s is a what? Okay, let's this is wrong. Am I using it? No, I'm not. So yep. Begun. Okay, so recipe, cool. We can never notice that spelling that recipes the value. Say so things a recipe to the top. S. Let's call it just S crafts. No, that's a bad name. S last craft. So crafts the last recipe. Right. Okay. So this is important. Oops. Updates available crafters for this week. If items craft the last the top item. I guess we could say S craft. Yeah, okay, so this is getting interesting. So swap and a recipe, craft a recipe. Oof. Okay, this is getting really interesting. So let's start to make the functions to actually add items to craft, not like manual stuff like this. Like, so maybe we do a queue for this, and we keep pushing the first item of the queue to the top of the stack every time the stack gets to 0. Yeah, and we removed obviously the first item of the queue. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good way to do it. So craft S. We don't need. Do we need the crafting? That item plus equals 1. I don't think so. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. So we don't need this anymore, but we need another array. So craft Q to be text again. But now we can a, for example, uh, Q and so an item which is text and will appends an item. Let's place on the left. So Q that appends item. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fine. I was thinking about checking if the item is valid or not. Q to spec. Q to S, I guess it's a good name. So moves the first item the Q into the stack for crafting. So let's actually start to append to the queue, which will be the way we actually use this program. So for example, we can append screw and every tick if the stack is less than 1, then we are going to check. It should be lowercase. If the queue size is also less than 1, then we return. Otherwise, since there's a return, I don't need to put an else, but otherwise we call filter, and this doesn't need texts. So yeah, var m was q yeah, empty array 88. Right. We have to. Okay. Yeah. I was just going to test something. Can I remove 0 and have it as a variable? No, I don't think so. So let's do it. This 0. Then the correct spec. Actually, let's do it with the R function as int item. Actually, it will be text item as something like this, right? Can I use? Okay, this is a problem, I think. let's try item and something like this. Maybe will it work? And then craft here. Remove. Zero. Remove does not exist. What's the function then? It's erase. Okay. I never in my life saw a array with erase instead of remove. Okay, but that's fine, I guess. So yeah, now did let's also print this here. Let's make sure. Okay, we aren't crafting it. Why? Okay, that's the last stack. There is a stack size, so it goes to here, top craft. Top craft gets the recipe to craft. Let's use this recipe. Check if it's right. Yeah, it's checking the quantity as less or equal to 0. But why? It's obviously 1. Okay. I got it. Yeah, that's perfect now. So let's do something else that I just noticed, that our stack never goes to 0 once it's not at 0. So what we should do maybe is for 0 entity, which is equal to 0, starts at 0, and every time we check a quantity with 0, we just add this quantity plus it's fine. Okay, so can I do it with, can I print this as a recipe? Because it's just a string, right? Let's do it like this. Yeah, it's not happy with it. Yeah, let's just make another quantity. Then maybe, and we always do item quantity plus. And at the end of our recipe crafting, we check if all items are 0 quantity, right? So item quantity is to 0 quantity. And we also need to check if all crafters are available. Because it could be that we are just crafting one last item from one crafter, and that's what's stopping us. So if both of them, then we can just let's make another function for this, maybe. As okay. At the top of the stack. And if all quantities are 0 for the recipe and all crafters are available, that means we just finish the recipe so we can pop it, right? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, now let's do the recursive part of this, which is what if we don't have the resources for an item. I think it's time for this now. Yeah. Okay. So we try to craft it and craft with select. Yeah. Now I should have the another craft function. That's why I did that one. I just forgot it. So function craft. Uh, should we just actually let's check oops, for a recipe, and we can do this afterwards, the test. So now comes the hard part. So we need to move through each item on the recipe and check with the containers with available items. Instead, yes. No items. Whatever. Okay, so what happens if I try to find an item in a... I have something like this, right? Dot squirrel, 1,000 of them, whatever. One. Or that's always. So we have 1,000 squirrels, and I want to check for cases. Let's check this. Grab this, okay, so suppose this. And start casing. Just gives nothing. Okay, so let's try is so it works, but let's bring something else like as casing. Okay, that wasn't my finger. So casing, this works, right? We need to put like this. Why don't you work? Because I think. Oh, right. I need to do it like this. Okay, so if it's 0, it doesn't print it, but if it's not 0, it prints. Okay, fine. So the reason I was doing this was to check for each recipe, which is a key value system. We check if your items that key has the same key, basically. If basically what I was testing here. So basically we have all our items here, and I'm checking for one item, and if it has, it's going to enter this if, but it hasn't, it's not. So so it's going to enter here if it has, and if actually could I compare this to something simple? If we don't have casing, items.casing is greater than 10. Okay, it didn't like print, but it didn't make an error, so we can check if our real items, let's change its name like if our container items, this specific container item, is greater than the number of items we need, okay. Greater or equal to, I should say. Yeah. What happens? Less than 10. This work, it works, okay. And what happens if I do minus cases? 10. Nice, that's actually really nice. So if we have less than the number of items, we need to as append this item, so the key here, and we need so we basically need just to put my thoughts into something. We need v minus this value, right? It would be something like this, and k here is the item name, so we can do it like this, k, and this. Yeah, I'm not liking it. But actually, this doesn't even make sense. So we are checking for each recipe if we have the items on the recipe, but if we had them, we wouldn't be doing this. So let's instead get recipe. I think that's the name, the function I want. Farm character. Yeah, that's exactly it. So get recipe after, and it's the item K, right? Okay. So we get this recipe. Let's print it just to check. Oh. When we append to the queue, we want to check for this. Yeah, so it gives us exactly the way we want it. So check. Let's call it check for items. Yeah, that's a good way to call this. And now do what we were doing before. Basically go through the recipe. I got a little bit lost in the sauce, but for each recipe item we check if we have them, and if we don't, we can just append to the stack its recipe. So it's kind of recursive, but we can do recursion with two functions in this language. Instead, oh god, and the recipe also has a quantity, right? Yeah, no. I just doing things the wrong order. Function. So I need to check all the items. If I need to check if I have the items, right? And yeah, what I'm sending to the S append, it's just I hope I'm wording it right. Yeah. Right. To check if I have the items for each item, the recipe I want to craft. And if I don't, just need to call the same function again, but with the new items for that recipe. Okay, I'm doing progress here. Okay, let's call this function then. Let me see. And we have items function. sorry, variable, which is going to be nothing. And the idea is to just send a item and a quantity for this item. X function, so I can figure out which items am I missing. So, okay, and will be just get recipe, get this item, yeah, and for each item we need for this recipe, I check if container items as less than the number for one recipe times the quantity. If it does, I can simply see items dot key is equal to the total number we need minus what we already have. And then we can return the missing items. And when we check for the items for this recipe, actually the recipe can have multiple items. Okay, so for each recipe, give value void mi for missing items. So we have some missing items, right? And we need to put them into the stack. But actually, yeah, this is good. And if mi.size bigger than 0, actually this doesn't work, right? I think it has to be something like this. Let's try. Test. Yeah, it doesn't print, so we are safe to do it like this. So if mi equals mi, and I think this should work, right? Yeah, so what happens if we don't have an element, for example? Yeah, what happens if I input this into this function and returns nothing? Okay. So we have to do something like if recipe here, just so we are sure there are items on the recipe, and else we have an error. And let me do the error function. I have a general one. which doesn't use any. Yeah. So let's do something like this. So I have the initialize function error. Let's have a message. Yeah. Message this for now. So if we have an error like this, recipe can't be done in a perfect. Right, perfect. So we can do this. We check for the missing items when we append to the stack. And okay, it's cool. And the queue, you really don't want to put more than one item as a queue for each time, right? I don't think so. So yeah, so I think this is perfect. Oh my god, it's day in the game. It's been night for so long, I forgot about like time, space. Okay. So let's check for a crafting recipe that takes multiple like steps, but still is quite easy. Like wire. I think wire is good. So what do we need? Wire? Or wire, I should say. Copper, carbon, and silicon. I think all of my copper. Is there another another recipe that's easier? I know these HD. Yeah, I didn't want to use so much copper for testing, but yeah. Carbon's okay. Carbon, silicon. Let's have those into the system. I have probably so many screws right now. So let's try and kill data panes. One wire. Recipe can't be done in a crafter. Okay, it just got the exact error I was talking about. So, we can do it like this. Okay. It's not complaining anymore. Reboot. H2 and O2. Okay, we can just check those out. So, yeah, check those out. It's not the the phrase I was looking for, but key is equals to H2. Key is equals to O2. Key equals to H2. Oh, it just doesn't check. Okay, so didn't have an error. Let's try and reboot. No error. Reboot. No error. Let's do something like we would do like naturally. For example, repeat 10 times. I think I use the index, though I'm not going to use it. Should have crafted 10 wires. crafted 5, I guess they start. Why did it craft 5? They did use... It used all the plastic, and this is just getting too much. Like, it should go to 18 wires, right? I'm not crazy. I see it's going to 5. Okay, it's exactly half. I just realized I'm not recording full screen because terrible. Okay, girl. What was okay? The raise function. Let's see it. Raise an element from putting back all following values by 1. Okay. So we can do this. Like, let's maybe print how many times this happens. Okay. Yes. Happen 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, so bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? Okay, 10. Once before there. So it did go to the stack every time. Okay, that's something. So it should go to the stack and then start to craft. Right, and how many times? Craft stack dot blast. Okay, so it was wire 1, wire 0. I guess there was already plastic. Then plus 1, plus 0, wire 1, wire 0, wire 1, wire 0, plus 1, plus 0. Is this not working? Or something like that? So let's do actually adds. Actually, it's like texture, it's just this, and we just do right. Let's do it. And text, then this, then text, and something like this. This what the hell? think you can do it like this. Item should be a text. Okay, so we have this stack. Why is plastic at 0? Like, it should always be the last item that we put in. Oh, because I finished appending it before I check for missing items. Yeah, this should be here. Okay, so I didn't stop the sprint. So I had 43 wires. Let's see if it's 53. Maybe, please. Let's also remove this. 53. Perfect. So, what do I need that's like complex for it to print? Do I need something? Okay, low voltage junction would be cool. It's low voltage junction. Something interesting? Craft? Yeah. It's decent. So remove this one. And just save. So I don't want this stack anymore. Okay. Low voltage junction. Do you have it? Do we have it? Too much. We have 3 connectors? That's not a low voltage junction, but we have 3 connectors. We needed 5. Right. Working. And we need this 5 wires, 5 plastic for each. So let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do it here. Actually, not here. Let's do it here. So why was this stack 2 connect? Okay, that makes sense actually. We need the 2 connectors. But for the 2 connectors, did we have plastic? No, we didn't. Right. Oh, right. That's the problem I was talking about. Way before, and I knew how to solve this. Okay. Which is basically, instead of checking if we can craft the items when we append for the stack, we check if we can craft the items when we are going to craft it. And if we can't, we append it. Okay. Yeah, so basically this function here is going here. Yeah. Instead of recursing to s, and it's not recursive anymore. Why Why is it crafting so much? What is it crafting so much? Like you literally did nothing. What are you doing? These two change places, but you're literally not even using resources. What's the all the fuss about? Oh, okay. We don't need this, right? We just need the item quantity. What? Why are you doing this? So, am I putting the stack? I'm doing it here, right? I wish. No, the stack here. And our index out of bound. 59. Okay, this shouldn't be here. So this stack is nothing. Why is it none? So let's start this variable here. And let's do 2 checks. Okay, a lot of stuff happened. We have one voltage low voltage junction, and we have a lot of stuff. Why? So we have 3 low voltage junctions now. Let's do something else. Like, I don't know, fluid junction? Sounds cool. Basically the same thing. Actually, no, not to think about. I want something that has a very different working recipe. Maybe it's no, it doesn't even like circuit. Let's make a circuit. Of course, I won't be able to keep up with all of these, but let's see if this works or not. Circuit and save all. Okay, it's doing a lot of work and it's done. Let's see if it has exactly 1 circuit more than it had before. So 6 magnets, 3 low voltage junctions, 40 wires went to 20. Okay, it just can't have more, it can't have less. And it did a circuit. This is amazing. It's actually working. It's actually working. I'm so happy. So happy. Okay, that's cool. really cool. Okay. Something I think I want to change is the queue system. So I think I want to do just like the stack, right? We have a quantity. I was thinking about it because if, for example, I take a lot of concrete from the container, I want it to autocraft like 2000 concrete. So I want to have just one item in the queue. Um, yeah, but how do I check it? I don't need to check it. I can just leave it. So if I do 2 circuits now, will you work? Craft a total of 3 circuits. That's a lot of items. That's still a lot of items. It's crafting a lot of stuff too. Still have. No, we already have 3 circuits. What are you doing? Please stop. Stop, stop, stop. How many circuits do you have now? 6? Stop it. Get some help. Okay, so let's just print the item here. Hey, it's just 2 circuits. How was it before? It's cause an error. It was just requesting one of the item. Did it not erase? So let's check something. Print. Perfect. What size? Okay, gets to 0 immediately. Why though? It shouldn't, right? No, it should actually. But yeah, it gets to 0. Why then? Why then? Are you like this? What's the item here? Circuit 2. That's exactly what I want, and it's in the format for the stack already. So of course this is not going to work because it would be just craziness. Why then did it not stop? Let's move to a simpler thing like a voltage bit bridge. To item. It should work, right? Because that's append, and we append the recipe. Then it's going to autocrafter. Autocraft gets the last item here. So the rest. I wish there was some way to stop the program right now, like exit doesn't work. Wait. How can I stop the program? I guess there is sleep. Don't know if there's sleep actually. It just cause an error, please. Like I don't want it to do anything. Maybe we'll return. So yeah, it's just low voltage bridge. So it should work, right? It's doing all of this work. Like the low voltage bridge is not even like on this last stack. Stop this again. Like this, I don't know. Okay, it popped, but that's because only because I already have had all the items it needed. And like if I need two of those, check whether I have all the items I need. Let's change to high voltage bridge just so I don't only low voltage bridges. Why is it working now? It's that because I have all the items I need to make a circuit then. Yeah, so circuits at -1, it shouldn't turn it, even with -1, like it's less than or equals to 0. Let's print the size. Let's check if it keeps getting bigger. Maybe. Three, two. Okay. Is it missing some mysterious item? No, it's not missing because it can. So I want to craft two of them. That's just it. Why is it? Recipe for the item, and it multiplies by the quantity. Let's make this. One plastic 10 wires. We have 10 wires. Two circuits. Let's see. Circuits takes 10 wires. That makes sense. Three capacitors, one plate. Circuit. Why did it pop though? Only pops. All items are zero basically. So let's recipe part box. Zero circuits. But did make a circuit. 12. 12. Didn't make a circuit. That's because every time I craft with select, move one item. But if I can't craft that item, oh, okay. So when I append more items to do, I need to like think my life, because I won't be able to craft this item. So if I won't be able to craft this item, why am I trying to craft this item? Ooh. Craft with select. Let's see, what do you do? Select. Let's do it like this. Return. Start craft. Yep. And okay, that's cool. You return a number. So what do you say about this? Actually, I don't think this is necessary. Let's try without it and so yeah, it's still popping without crafting it. Actually, should I break it? Should I continue it? Because if I can't craft one item, I can craft the others. Let's try and break it. No. So let's try the number here. No. Yeah, so it knows it can't craft another circuit. Tries to anyway. Like it knows it has missing items. Actually, I'm returning nothing, right? So this doesn't append anything. Let's see if this works. It stopped. Did it do two circuits? Circuits? Only one? Yep, only one. It has the items to do two of them. It had the items, I should say. Craft with select. Checks. Is the availability not working? Oh, okay. The autocrafters are available. Everything. Yeah, it's only crafted on circuits. It has the other materials. It's actually the page check. Okay. Let's print. Just stop the recording. That is going nice. Is this going to be enough? It had 14 and now it has 15. Why? Why though? So I'm asking for all the items, and when I pop this from stack.item when equals 1, because I just asked for it to craft. So we did go through two of these, right? Because actually went from from 2 to 1. So just print after that. Whatever. So print something like this. Let's remove this for now, please. Wait, it's not entering this. Wait, what? What? How is it printing it then? Why is it printing this? But oh, did I not save the file? Okay, I didn't save it. So yeah, it goes from 2 to 1, then 1 to 0, and it shows 0 again, and then pops. It's basically the same thing here. So it kind of is working as intended, but why? So it goes from 2 to 1 on the first craft, and then from 1 to 0 on the second craft. Unless... craft it. What's this? That's not. Let's also print craft. So it does think it crafted. But I think I can remove this one. It also prints the last stack item. One more time here. I think it's already before popping here. So it does think it crafted. So when crafts, we select, we check for the available crafter size. It's prints it, I guess. It had it available. Okay. I don't need this. Oh. It's not crafting to circuits. It's going from 2 to 1, but here it doesn't craft. Why? Let's get the timer again. I don't even know what circuits we have. So 22. Did it? Okay, 23. Let's reboot. So Craft 2 more, should be 25 at the end. Let's try again. 24. Like, what's happening? Is the crafter just given an error or something? Don't need this anymore. It's counting as available. Maybe it isn't. How do I check if it's available? Like, I can't remove from the recipe stack only after it stops. Because if it isn't updated before it stops, I'm just going to craft more than I need. So where do I check for? Crafter numbers. 0. Name with the number. It's much worse. So it wasn't crafting. So it was available. And then it kept crafting for a while. Why though? Let's just check when it stops crafting. So yeah, it should always be 0, but greater than 0 and less than 1, which is right. Let's try and show the progress, maybe. Let's their name. It's always at 1. Yeah, why is it? If I ask for 3, will it craft 2 or 1? Want to know. So it was at 27, I think. 28. 29, it crafted 2. I could just ask for it to craft 1 more. But then the item amount would be wrong. But so it's the last one always. Why is it? Is it because I pop it? And it's because I pop it. No, because I already had asked for a craft. Do I need to do it like this? Okay, it's crafting way more stuff because I'm asking for 3 now. Sounds promising. 32, I can't remember how many I had, but now I know it's 32. Is it going to be 34? Oh my god! Oh my god! I hate this so much! Okay, so there is a difference between having this before or after the other line. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, let's remove these. Do I have other ones? Yeah, I have this one. I can't control F, right? Maybe do it like this. Okay, no other. Oh, I'm going to. It's just circuits now, right? Should go to 46 in a moment. 45. I know you can do it. Why? Let's do 2 casings. So we have 19. Still have 19? What? What? Did you do anything about this bridge? There was already one, right? Screw. Why did you do anything? Reboot again? Okay, did 2 now. Okay. Can I do everything? Like, okay. Did it do it? I thought the junction did 1. Oh my god, why is this happening? Why? Oh god, I think I'll have to stop the recording and come back later. Okay, so I guess it's funny how these things work. I had 40 minutes to play. I wasn't recording because I thought, let me just discover what's going on, and like after I can record something, I'm probably not going to find what's wrong. And I was looking at another autocrafting setup from the community, and something I realized was that I wasn't using this cancel craft function, which they used, but like, why would I use it, you know? Why would I need to use it? They were also doing other stuff that I didn't understand, like, anyway. So now when we check for the crafter availability, if it's available but it's not on the available crafters list, we also cancel craft. And this worked like twice now. Quite well, I should say. So we have 41 circuits. Let's just reboot. Takes a while I think it takes more time now. Sounds like the crafter isn't running at full speed all the time. So 41, 42, 43. Yeah, now it's going other way. I don't know why this makes a difference. For example, this output number was already at 0 because when we start the craft, we put it 1 and right then put it 0. So I don't get it. Uh, I also changed this X. Probably doesn't make a difference, right? So 43 circuits, let's see if it goes to 45. I'm doing 2 at a time because I already have too many circuits. Yeah, went to 45. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm probably going to leave it here for this episode and leave the UI for another one, because I already don't think I have enough space in my computer for all the recordings and a rendered version. Also, we spent all the games nights doing this. We can even maybe turn off the lights on the house. I think that's a good detail to do. So I don't know if this is going to be the same episodes as the other one, other crafting ones, because I may have to separate simply to render it at uh, a reasonable like size, and I also don't know if I'll join the UI one with this. Well, why not? UI not? Sorry, I'm very bad with puns. So yeah, I guess we have a working autocrafter. Yay! Not as right now as I thought I would be. It's been a while. Oh my god. Um, it's been, I think, 4 or 5 play sessions, and I was just like doing stuff before bed here, and it happened. Okay, okay. I won't complain. Won't ever complain. So maybe we can even like put these crafters into use for the system, this new system, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Thank you guys for sticking around. It's been a ride, definitely. It's been something. So until next time, I hope. I need some sleep. I really, really need some sleep.